Lekker. Good morning, good morning. Wow, what a morning, ladies and gentlemen. What a morning. Yo, even this wrong intro song, it's not my day today. Yeah, if I look at my eyes, I still look tired. I don't know why. Um, but anyway, yeah, wow, what a morning. I hope you can all hear me well. You'll have to tell me yes or no in the comments, please, because there was some technical difficulties this morning. And yeah, it was actually my own doing and my own stupidity. I didn't think last night when I was doing a lot of things. So I'll share some things with you, what happened. And yeah, it is. All I can do is laugh. But good morning, good morning. Welcome to the show. I'm here, day 44, episode 44, level 44. Yeah, it's like awesome. I love it. Good morning, everybody. So today I can't show you anything on the screen. I can't bring anything onto the screen. I can't do anything. All I can do is talk to you. And I was planning to do so many things and show you stuff. And then last night I did something which I didn't realize at the time is going to be an issue. And so we learn. And I just said to my wife before I came down, you said, this is ironic because this is not such a super Saturday at all. But I went to go get my tea and I said to her, you know what, at least this is also now there's another session that can come out of this, how to handle a crisis. Because I think a lot of people in this situation would have done a couple of things, which I'll get into in a second. But anyway, let me say good morning, Terence. Good morning. Very nice to see you here. Thank you for being here. Casper, welcome back, Casper. Nice to have you here. Malcolm Hendricks, as always, welcome. Malcolm Quibus Stein in the house. Good morning, Quibus. We've got Chart. Good morning, Chart. Elmin, Francis, Stephen, Razan, Bongi, Kevin, yay. Kevin, yeah, yes. Hugo van Sail, my maat daar in die Kaap. How's it? So I see it's a bit busy there in your area. I don't know if I can believe everything that we see on social media, but it seems that it's a bit busy there. So Kevin says, good morning, Francois. My wife comments, literal translation, you are too serious even on a Saturday. Okay, well, hopefully today breaks that mold. But it's good to know, eh? I like it because I'm actually like a very, I like making a joke. I always said there's always time for a little joke and just being funny and just doing stuff. So I'll work on that, because sometimes you don't know exactly where to pitch this. And but we'll see as time goes on. But thanks for that feedback. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. Charles says, loud and clear. You can hear me. Good morning. Khadziandi, welcome. Denise, good morning. Tinus, Mark, and Surieta, goeiemorgen. Good morning, Amal. Welcome. I really appreciate it. Sunny Bunani, I'm very happy that you're all here. Unfortunately, I'm not live streaming to LinkedIn today because of what I've done. So what have I done? So let me tell you that story and get that out of the way. So yesterday, well, actually 2 days ago, I've been having a lot of issues with my website in the sense of that from a hosting perspective, every time I want to change in my website, everything freezes. And when I look at the resources, it shows that everything's maxed out. So what it basically does is it shuts you out and it just does nothing. And then if I can't do anything, then people can't get onto the website. I've had some people saying I'm trying to book, but I can't book and do things like that. So it's been extremely frustrating, and it's been coming now for quite a long time. So that is the one issue. The second issue is that I use a Office 365 email, which is an old Microsoft Exchange email type setup where you can sync. It's a cloud-based email. And that also works through my domain. And there we've been having issues where some people can send me emails and others are getting an error. And if I send people email, many of them go through, but some are being returned that there's some issue. And they just couldn't sort this out for me. So I then got to a point where I said, well, no more. And I looked for new hosting, and I found brilliant new hosting here in South Africa. And I must say the performance, everything up until this point, because yesterday, so let me just go back a step or two. So then what happened is obviously I then bought the hosting, I set it up and everything. But then the big thing is now that this is like buying a new house. Now you've got to move house from your old place to the new place. And you know how that is, packing boxes, moving, packing out, it's ridiculous. And it's really, it drains one's energy. But anyway, so I set out so I've done this already on Thursday and on Wednesday. I think I bought the new hosting. And then I decided yesterday was a public holiday, so I'm going to move the site on this public holiday. And I haven't really promoted a lot of things where people can go book and needed to go onto my website and everything. So I thought like that would be a great time. People are doing other stuff, so let me do that. So all of that went well. But as part of the process, I, for some reason, decided that I'm going to clear the cookies on my browser. And what happens is with my streaming software, I'm always logged in basically, or when I go in, it doesn't ask me to check. Now, the way that this login works, it doesn't work like a normal login. Every time you want to log in, they send you a code on email. And now I can't get that email because what needed to happen is that I needed to update the DNS records, or the records that knows like if something of this nature comes in, it knows where to send it. So that stuff still needed to be set up, and I sent that to the hosting company to set up for me. I see this morning that they have, but it takes some time for those things to filter through the system. And it seems like it haven't, because my email isn't working. If you send me an email to info@francois.co.za, it's going to tell you that there's no user like that here. So at the moment, that routing is not working yet. And the problem is, even if we fix it, it takes 4 hours for that to take effect. So I was screwed totally. So when I went in at 7 this morning, trying to set everything up and just get ready for this, it didn't work. And as soon as I click it and I said it was asking me for the code, I knew I was in trouble. And I had sort of two choices. I could either say, okay, I've planned the session and now I can't do it. So I just let you know that, listen, sorry, today's show is not going to work. But then, I made a promise and I thought, like, let's make this happen. But yeah, so hopefully that'll get sorted today. The website is up and running. It's working beautifully. It's quick. It's fast. I've got nothing hanging. It's working beautiful. The one side that must still get back up is the tax tool, my technology website. So that's tech.francois.co.za. That one still needs to come back up. I'll do that later today. But now my first priority is going to be to fix the email, to make sure that the email is working again, because that is a bit of a challenge if my email isn't working. So, yeah, that's the story, but when you realize that at 7 in the morning and you're supposed to go live at 8, then, and I was working until late last night to get the site moved and everything working and making sure that everything's there. But I didn't think when I cleared my cookies on my browser, I was very, very naughty. But anyway, so we learn. And also I had a choice, that I could have freaked out. I could have said, well, this is not going to happen and break my streak, which I'm not going to do, obviously. But yeah, so that's sort of the story. And now also what I needed to do is to adapt my session for today, because obviously I was going to demonstrate to you exactly how I go about setting up a particular type of appointment, how the system works, the whole flow, all of it. I wanted to show you all of that, and now I can't, but I'll definitely do it in a future episode. So what I'm just going to do is to talk about some of the options, not all of them. There are so many options. So this is really about scheduling. It's not about having the appointment. It's not about doing it. And thank you, by the way, guys. So we've had a few bookings still for the business assurance refresher that takes place on Wednesday. And I've had quite a couple of people purchase the delivering a great virtual client experience webinar that I put out on Circulus Online. So thank you very much for everybody there. I really appreciate it. And that's an hour long where we go into how you actually do this step by step and showing you. And also, I think what I'm going to do, well, not think, I've already decided, I'm going to add more stuff to that. So even the people that have bought it already will get that. It's going to be checklists and sort of your setup and, some guides around what is a starter setup and an intermediate and maybe a more advanced setup like I've got, because you don't need all the stuff that I've got. And a lot of people are asking me, Francois, what webcam are you using? What are you doing this for? What mic are you using? What is your light setup? All of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to sort of put those things into a document and share that as part of that program as well, so that you can download it. I'll have some checklists that you can use as part of it, because I'll show you a process that you can use. So I'll give you a checklist so that you're able to use that as well alongside that. So those are kind of things that's coming there. But so apart from that, what else is there? There's some other announcements that I'll make a little bit later on. I don't think we'll go for the full hour today because half the stuff I wanted to show you is not going to happen, but that's cool. Okay, so let's talk a bit about scheduling. Let me just quickly see if there's anybody else that came in. Raymond Westner, good morning, Raymond. Razan says, Francois, you praat my taal and ek voel jou pyn. Yes, but well done, and thank you for getting up and showing up. Yes, sometimes things go wrong, and I mean, it's the first time in 44 episodes that something has really gone wrong. So it's fine, and it hasn't gone that wrong. It's okay. All right, but anyway, so scheduling, I think, this is something I haven't used this a lot. I've started using it really at the beginning of the year. It's something that I have investigated quite a lot. It is something that more and more advisors and other people are talking to me about. A particular one of my friends have now implemented this. I got a message from Terence this morning saying that he's using one of the tools I want to share with you quite successfully and that it works for him. So Terence, as we go through, you're welcome to share some of your thoughts and your experiences in the chat as well. And if you've got any questions around these things, please ask them, because I can then build them into the episode where I will be showing you, because I promise you by tomorrow, everything will be back to, promise, okay. But I'll promise by tomorrow, everything will be back to normal. All right, so yeah, in terms of this, I think, what we're trying to do is, you must have experienced this, and there's quite a few things where somebody wants to make an appointment with you, or you want to make an appointment with someone, and it doesn't even matter what it is for, whether it is a client, or it is a consultant, or it is a some professional or specialist or somebody that you need to see, and then you try and sort of match up your diaries, and it's a back and forth. So you send an email, I propose Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday this time, or any time in the morning, and then they come back and say, I can only do Friday. And then it's like, okay, I can do Friday, but I can do at 12, and then they come back and say, no, but I can only do after 3, and it's like, 100 emails later, it feels like. So that has been a frustration of mine for quite a long time. It's actually beautiful when you are on the same domain, because then there's that scheduling assistant in Outlook, for example. I'm pretty sure Gmail and those kind of things also have that, where you can see the other people that you're inviting. But if they're not in your domain or in your company, then you can't see outside people's diaries. And unless they share that diary with you, but also you don't want to see the entire diary. Really, you just wanted to see whether they are available or not. So yeah, but coordinating this is really a big issue, and the whole back and forth about that is really a pain in the butt. So if you experience that, let me know in the chat. And then even worse, if you so let's just say after all this back and forth, you manage to set the appointment and you manage to get to see them, and then a day or 2 or 3 before, you get this email saying, Francois, there's something came up, iets het voorgeval, and I need to either cancel the appointment, or we need to reschedule, or we need to whatever. And then your whole heart just goes like, bam, okay, this is not, now we start this whole process again. So I don't know if you've experienced that, it's really a pain. And I just think that one of the other things that one is really concerned about is about, now I saw this the other, I can't remember who posted it. It was somebody from this group who posted on LinkedIn somewhere. Terence, I think it was you, or you said it on Twitter. I can't remember, but it was this. Yeah, it was you. You heard it somewhere, and you said that your inbox, your email inbox, is a to-do list that is created by other people, and you've almost got no control over that, although you do. But that's the same thing with your normal diary. I think that people are afraid that if I allow people to book appointments with me themselves, that I will lose control over my diary and my day and my planning and all of it. And that is definitely was one of my concerns as well, that if you just say, well, there's my diary, go book. So I'm planning something else. And it often happens where I plan to do something, but I don't necessarily put it into my diary. And then other people would think that I'm free and they would book, and then it interrupts my day. So these are all kinds of things that's probably going through your head and things that are making you anxious about this. And if there is anything, please share it with us in the chat. Just say, what do you know about online scheduling? Have you considered it? What are your concerns about it? Because I'd like to answer those questions as we go through. But anyway, so that's definitely one of my main concerns about that. And then, as I said, in January or so, I started looking just for my podcast. So if I wanted to set, and if I decided I'm going to do interviews only the first Tuesday of every month, but I'll do 2 or 3 interviews on that day, so that I've got my 2 or 3 episodes, next episodes coming up. And actually over time, I'll have a whole like sort of bank of episodes that I can put out. But I wanted to sort of say, listen, if you agree with me that you wanted to be on the show and that we want to, it's a good fit and that it's going to be valuable, then I wanted you to just go click the link and go book which day you wanted to do that. And it worked perfectly. Hugo van Zyl booked his like that. It's yeah, it really worked well. I think it's great. But when I started sort of looking at this sort of whole system, I realized all the things that are possible and how you can keep control of your diary. So you don't have to worry about what's going to happen. I see Hugo says, making my diary public was best thing ever. Disclose my rates per hour, riff-raff gone, and everything is prepaid. Absolutely. And this is also one of the, I'm going to get into some of the features of some of these things as well. It's brilliant, okay? And these things do cost money. It's not a free service, because usually people are looking to do these things for free. But they all have free options, free trials or free options that are very limited and things like that. But at least you can test it out and see which one is working for you. I went with something completely different. Most people are going for the first thing that I'm going to share with you in a second. All right, so this is point 2. Okay, just imagine at the bottom of the screen, point 2 saying be mindful. Okay, be mindful. And there's a few things that we need to be mindful of, and that is client preferences. I don't think that because you've got this online scheduling option for them that you must force them through that, okay, because not everybody's going to be comfortable to do that. I mean, think about this. If you want to deal with any kind of company, some people love going to Twitter and saying like on Twitter and engaging that way with the company. Other people want to phone. Some people still want to email. Some people still want to visit the business. You have to still allow for different options of how people would like to book with you. The other day, I had somebody that wanted to sort of, have a chat with me. They saw what we were doing with the show, and they wanted to have a chat with me, and went back and forth. And then they said, he did say, well, he has to link or schedule an appointment. But it's like, you want to talk to me now. You want me to go and schedule an appointment? No, it's not going to happen. So there are certain things like that where I feel, you must be very mindful about when you push somebody through that process. But also, having that on your email or on your website, or making it available for people if they want to engage with you, that it's easy. If you want to book time with me, go do it. I'm at the moment considering having something like an office hour for my Ignite members, and there's some more things coming with Ignite. Ignite is just going to become so much more valuable, and it's also because of a spin-off of this show, or things that I've learned during the show, that's going to happen. But there's going to be things there, and there people can schedule one-on-one time with me, and I'm definitely going to automate that you don't have to schedule time with me, but if you wanted to, you could, and it will be fixed in my diary. It's in that date. I would know when that happens. And all of that, and I'll share with you how some people are using some of these things. Okay, then just make sure that however you set this up is that you allow for sufficient time between meetings. Even if I think that's the danger where, and I'm seeing this, and I want to make a video about this or talk about this. I don't know yet how I'm going to do that, but in this time that we're finding ourselves in, that we were just now always available, you're sitting in front of your computer, and it's the one meeting stops, the next one begins. Now, if you were in a corporate environment or in a business environment, face-to-face environment, there would be time to move from one meeting to the next and talk nonsense and have coffee. Now you don't. And, working through a screen and looking at a camera, it takes a lot of energy, so it's tiring. So you've got to make sure that when you allow for how and when people can book, that you allow for sufficient time in between meetings. Do not allow people to book you back to back. It's not, it will tire you out, I promise you. So just be very, very mindful of that as well. And then I think, you need, if you, for at least this part of the process where you are doing online scheduling, you have to automate as much of that as possible. And with that, I mean that, the reminders that go out, the, sort of the confirmations that go out, information that goes out, all of those things needs to be automated. You shouldn't be having to do anything manually. It just has to go out, and then hopefully CC yourself so that you are also being reminded of all of this, and that you know that the things are going out. And then one thing that I actually speak about in that delivering a great virtual client experience is because there we talk about setting appointments and how do you deal with appointments that get cancelled or postponed and things like that. But one of the things that I say there is that we should stop confirming appointments, even normal, like the normal way that we make it. Stop confirming an appointment, because when you confirm an appointment, people think that they've got an option to get out of it. Hello, Chart. I just want to confirm our appointment, and then Chart hears what Chart is hearing is, oh, so I have an option to get out of this. I wasn't in the mood. Francois, actually something came up, and there you go. So it's not, I don't want to confirm that we are still meeting. Are we still on for Friday? Are we? No. This is a reminder. So you say like, hello, Chart, this is Francois. This is a courtesy call. I'm just reminding you of our meeting. We've prepared well for it. Is there anything else that you, in the meantime, wanted us to add to the agenda that maybe wasn't on there before, or something specific that you want me to prepare for? Suddenly, Chart does not, sorry, Chart, but you don't have a choice. Okay. So unless something really happened, chances are very slim that Chart will find a reason to get out of this meeting. So we should stop confirming and start reminding people about the meetings. All right, so Chart, Mike Wheeler also promotes Calendly, but does this then bypass Outlook in total, or can it integrate? I'll share that. So all of these things integrate actually with Gmail, with Outlook, and other tools as well. It integrates 100% into Outlook, Google, and others. Yes, says Terence. Russell is also huge on this stuff. Russell, it's time for you and I to catch up again. I just started looking into Calendly as well, so I can block out time for my other business activities. So yes, More Neil, welcome terug. Neil, did you ever get my email? You never responded, but now you can't respond because my email isn't working. But send me a WhatsApp that you received my email the other day with the things that you asked for me. Terence says you can set parameters when people can book in your diary via Calendly. Massively powerful. Everything you can think of is covered in that. You would think I work for them. No, it's the same with me, Terence. When you believe in something and it works for you, you will recommend it with conviction. And that's the same thing. And that's a promise that I've always made everybody on the show, is that when I recommend something, it's because I use it myself and I'm confident in what it does. And also, if you need help, I can help you with that. So then I will recommend it. And sometimes I'm an affiliate now for some of those, which has happened now years and years later after I've been using it for a long time. And I'm even looking into becoming a Microsoft partner at the moment because there's a lot of stuff of theirs that I'm using and getting to know and that. So I would like to help you better with that as well. But anyway, so Hugo says mine sends out an engagement letter as well. Well, yeah, because that's important in your space, Hugo. Arun, morning, everyone. And it links into Zoom. And I see a lot of these scheduling tools are now, because usually that's part of their paid option if you want to integrate into meeting things like Zoom and Google Meet and those kind of things. And that's also something we need to talk about, what Google Meet is doing. But yes, so but you can automatically schedule a meeting in Zoom. So that's why I say these things needs to be automated as much as possible. You don't, oh, there's an appointment. Crap, now I need to go set up a Zoom meeting. You don't want to do that. Everything must just happen automatically. And that's the beauty of this. I mean, in my employing technology talk or episode that we had, we spoke about the power of the littlest things that you do to save yourself time. I'm telling you, there are lots of opportunity to save a lot of time simply around scheduling appointments. You can really make that so much better. All right, so now we're at point 3. Just have a look here at the bottom. Point 3 says now, well, let's look at some options, okay, of what we can do. Now, I can't show it to you, but I am going to talk you through it to just sort of give you an idea. All right, so yes, so the first one is Calendly. So Calendly is Calendly. Calendly. If you go and search just for online scheduling software, you will definitely, that'll be one of the ones that do come up. So Calendly, I think, is probably the most well-known and most used option in the world, probably. I don't know. I've got nothing to base that on. But if I look at, some of the things that they can do, I mean, you can do all sorts of meetings. So you can do one-on-one meetings, you can do round robins. That's where you automatically distribute meetings to your team based on availability, priority, or equity. So the system will go and check who and what is available, and it will actually do that for you. You can do all sorts of meetings that you wanted to. If the way that you could take ownership of this, you can obviously through, as I said, important, automate your notifications or reminders to clients. But then also you can limit how many appointments can there be a day. You can limit how long they can be. You can limit or you can specify the amount of time between meetings. You can make sure that meetings are only available on certain days. And also, if you start working with people in other time zones, something like this is, have you ever tried making an appointment with somebody in Australia or in America or somewhere that is not close to our time zone? It is really ridiculous. I had a situation like that earlier in the year, and just to make sure that are we talking about the same time, it's quite nerve-wracking. So when you have this system, it'll just do that all for you, so you don't need to worry. And you'll see that a lot of the things I'm going to share with you is that a lot of the systems do it, have sort of the same features. There will always be a system that had one thing and not another, and then you wish, oh, if I only had both. That will definitely happen. And also, you can allow your whole team to have access to Calendly, for example, and being able to do this. So you can run it in your entire business, or you can just have it for you, depending on how you want to do it. And I think now, once you've done this, and maybe that's something I'll get to at the end, but now if you've set up this whole thing, how do you let people know? What can you do with it? So I will get back to that. If I look at pricing for Calendly, and unfortunately, all these things are going to be based in dollars. Okay, so meaning that you don't always know what you're going to be paying. Okay, but the basic version is free, so you can try it out. It gives you one calendar and per user. Okay, it can integrate with Office 365, with Google Calendar, with Outlook, and with iCloud. So there's a difference between Office 365 and Outlook. Okay, Outlook is just if you've just bought the Office packages on your machine, whereas Office 365 is the Exchange kind of setup where you've got a cloud-based email. So you can do that, but you can only have one event type. So what is nice is that if you can have different event types, so you could have like just a quick chat, for example, and those things are all 15 minutes long. And then you can have a review meeting, which is maybe an hour and a half long. Or you can have a new client, or sort of a what can we call it? Like a discovery meeting in terms of like, I want to meet you, I want to see if I want to work with you. So you can set up all kinds of things. You can have team meetings. You can have, maybe supplier meetings where you work with your product providers and things like that. So you can have different things. So if you decide that you only want to see your consultants on a Thursday, you can tell them, you want to come and see me, make an appointment. I'm setting out a Tuesday to see my consultants. And you can even decide to do it only once a month, for example. But all of those things can be set up and managed through this system. And it's all automated. You don't have to worry about it. All right. So those are some of the things that you can do there. Usually with the free versions, you can't have your own branding. So that is the stock standard, I think, with any software, is that you can't take off the branding or change the colors or do anything like that. So if you want to change that, you have to go to the paid version. So there's sort of two options here. And a lot of times when you go annual, it'll be cheaper if you pay annually in advance. With Calendly, if you go month to month, you want to pay every month. The first one is called Premium. It's $10 a month, which isn't that bad. It's 150. Well, what's it now? It's 200 Rand a month. But you get 2 calendars per user, and it doesn't. But why would I want 2 calendars? Because sometimes you'll have to have multiple calendars in your setup so that you're able to get certain things done. And you might also be using different calendars for different things. So I've done that in the one that I use, and it works brilliantly. But anyway, but then you can have your own branding, and you have unlimited events and event types and all sorts of stuff. You can have your own branding, etc. So you're looking at about $10 a month. If you do decide to pay annually in advance, it'll only be $8. It works out to $8 a month, but you pay it in advance for 12 months. And then the Pro version is $12, or if you do it monthly, it's $15. And it's just, you can check on their website all the stuff that you get. Usually with the last one is now where you will get your payment integrations, because that's one thing I haven't mentioned yet. You can often integrate certain payment types into this so that people can book and pay you at the same time, if that is what you want to do. Okay, so the second one I want to sort of share with you is called simplybook.me. So simplybook.me is another one that you can go have a look at. It basically has all the same kind of features, and some of these booking systems are geared more towards certain kind of industries or certain types of businesses. So one should also keep that in mind. I think Simply Book Me is one of those where they focus more on the service sort of business. So what we do, professional services. But again, there's a whole host of things there that you can do. And I just want to get to the pricing. With Calendly, I went through a lot of details. So again, there's free. So you get 50 bookings for that, that kind of thing. Then also it starts off with $10 a month. Then the standard, and I don't know what the difference is, we'll have to go have a look. But they go to $30 a month. And then even their premium one is $60 per month. So they are very expensive with some of these things. And one would need to go and see whether what they give you is really valuable. I don't think that simplybook.me would be for me. But then Acuity is the other one, Acuity, Acuity. They also have a free plan, and then they start at $15 and they go to $25 and $50 a month, and you can have all of your sort of different options there. So they are also very well known. So I think Calendly and Acuity is the two most well known ones. Calendly, I think because of their great pricing, is the one that is most popular with specifically with small business. And then the one that I prefer to use is called Appointlet. So Appointlet, okay, it really works well. It was very easy for me to set up. It's great. It's simple. It does everything that I wanted to do. And again, you've got a free option and you've got a paid option. And I think they only have sort of the two options. But in that sense, you can have a look at that. Okay. So let me just see quickly here. Kevin also uses Calendly, and Russell says, agreed, I had to always check the time zones for my offshore clients. It's a pain. It's a real pain. It's a real struggle. All right, so the free version is obviously free, and then the premium version is $8 per month if you pay in advance, and if you pay month to month, it's $10. So they are a lot more like their pricing is a lot better, and they do everything that the other things do. They integrate with all of the different platforms. It's very easy to use. I've got unlimited events, unlimited stuff that I can do. There's Zapier integration, all sorts of stuff like that that I can use as well. Payments, whatever. It's all there. And now at the moment, they're also giving away free, the same as Calendly, free integration into Zoom and other meeting applications, so that you can automatically schedule those meetings in your online virtual meeting environment. But those are the four options. So for me, the two that I would probably, obviously I recommend Appointlet. That is my preferred thing because that's what I use. But definitely Calendly is definitely the other one. But other options that you can go check out is Acuity Scheduling and then simplybook.me as well. Those are the ones that I know of them. I'm not big into them, but the others I think are very, very good at what you are trying to do. So unfortunately, I wanted to show you how I actually go in and create it, and how you set it up, and how you integrate with your emailing software or your email account. But I'll do that in a future episode. So sorry that didn't work out today. Kobus is saying, for now, I have a diary admin assistant to control my Outlook diary. What makes it possible for now is that we book 10-year recurring tentative annual review meetings with auto 14-day reminders. Yes. So, but you see, you've also sort of automated there, Kobus, which is great. And that was this one thing that you mentioned in the episode, in the interview that I did with you. What was it, episode 29? Where was it? No, it was 28. What were we? 28. But when we spoke about that, and when you said, we book it for 10 years in advance. Wow, that was an amazing, like mind-blowing sort of thing to do. And I think what I didn't realize at the time, but now that you're saying it, is that you have actually you've actually automated to a certain degree, because it's already there, it is recurring, and you've got these auto reminders that's going out. So it is automated, but it may still mean, because a lot can happen in the next 10 years, that there will be changes, etc. But for now, it's definitely possible to manage that. So that's awesome. Hugo van Sail paid Calendly has hidden diary, which I use for Oz and USA, and you send 3 to 5 preferred slots they choose. Quite easily done. Okay, cool. Well, I assume that's what QED stands for. All right. So yeah, I've just got some announcements that I want to make as well. So I've now mentioned to you a few times that that on Tuesday, so next week I've got 3 guests. Okay, so we are like fully booked for the week. So next week Tuesday we've got Johan Vosloo and Martha Koekeboer from ComSpace. So we're going to be talking about financial management and everything that you need to consider and things that you need to know. We're going to be it's a value-adding session. It's not a marketing session. It's not about ComSpace. This is about the things that they see each and every single day and things that we maybe don't consider when we think about financial management. If you look at yesterday's episode where everything was still working, it was like, it's huge. Financial management is the foundation for your business. So definitely something not to miss. So we'll be at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning. Then on Wednesday, it's tentative. It may move on to Friday, but possibly on Wednesday, we're going to start the data series that I'm going to talk about. I will announce exactly who it's with and who I'm going to be talking to. But we want to talk about data, the integrity of data, the importance of data, and how you must use data to build your business on top of that. And how, if you don't, that is really, sort of where we're missing out on the opportunities, etc. And then on Thursday, I'm going to have Louis van der Merwe on the show. So very happy. I spoke to Louis yesterday. Louis is a financial advisor down in Cape Town at Wealth Up, and he's really been doing a lot of great stuff. And we're going to be talking a lot more about financial coaching and, sort of where he thinks things are going and what he's seeing. He's also an avid user of technology. So really looking forward to having Louis on the show. I'm so happy that he agreed to be on here. So thank you very much for that. But yeah, so those are the sort of the 3 things. And then obviously I announced about the sponsored CPD bundle that will be available on Circulus Online. Yesterday I did the CPD applications. I also spoke to them, and they're going to come onto the show. We're actually going to do a show, although there's a much bigger sort of marketing drive that they are going to be doing behind this, but it is a well-known company that has come on. It's not one of the standard insurance companies, but there is a company that came on board that said, listen, they actually contacted me and said, listen, we're interested in doing this. Would you be willing to collaborate with us and work with us? And I said, absolutely, yes, because I do love them a lot. And I'm not just saying that. It is, I've been doing a lot of work with them, and a year ago already, we started with this whole process. So it's not something that happened overnight, but I'm very, very happy. And I'm going to announce that once everything has been signed off and everybody's happy, we will definitely announce exactly who it is, what the first program is going to be. I'm very excited about that first program, and we'll take it from there. So very happy about that. Good morning, Shlanganani. Rizan says, apart from help on the house of technical setup and integration, I find that advice on how to educate your clients around your booking process is also needed. Perhaps a topic. Yes, thank you, Rizan. Definitely, it's like, and that's limited. But I want to talk about that. It's another point I've got on here is to say, well, let's just say that now I've set this all up, okay, and this is something that Quibus is very good at. I must say, when Quibus implemented Profile Me. I mean, if I was Quibus, I would go like, this is Profile Me, this is awesome, let me send it to all my clients, and then that's it. They're not Quibus. What did Quibus do? Quibus is educating every single client when they come and visit him, or if in every single meeting, there's a bit of time where he thought, at Quibus, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I understand that you are like having that discussion, you're showing the thing to them. You're showing your Profile Me profile, how they can use it. You show them about the QR code. I mean, they even get that chocolate with a QR code on it. You've really built that like an entire experience and process around it. And it should be the same with this. Because remember, we need to get clients excited about this way. It's not as, you can't go and say like, okay, PT, from now on, you're going to book me through your phone. Okay. And then there's the link. And whenever they phone you, they say, no, PT, I told you need to go click the link. So those are the kind of things that we want to avoid, but we want to get clients excited about this, and we need to make them aware about it, number one, and then we've got to make it easy for them to use it. So a step-by-step thing, discussing it in a meeting. You know what, if in future you want to set an appointment with me, You don't have to call. All you need to do is, in my profile, me, for example, click the link and you can set an appointment with me. It is as simple as that. You don't even need, you don't need to phone. You don't need to ask if I'm here, if I'm like whatever. If it's available there, it means that I'm available here for you. And if it is an emergency, call the office, whatever that case may be. But it's definitely a session that I'll get into and sort of talk about that. And yeah, it'll be great if you can let me know, how do you go about making people aware of this option that you've got and how to use it, etc. What are you doing at the moment? Send me a WhatsApp, send me a voice note. And let me know. It'll be really great to hear from you in that sense. Cool beans, lekker. Well, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't show you what I wanted to show you, that is my story for this Saturday morning. I think a few things. I handled the crisis, I think, well. Number two is I remembered that the most important thing is to remain calm in a situation like this. And yeah, I did what I could, and I still showed up for day 44. Which is, for me, one of the most important things. From my side, thank you very much for being here for most of these 44 days. Kobus, you've been here all 44 days. I'm not sure, I asked the other day if anybody else has been here for all the episodes live. I know a lot of people are watching it, and I'm getting messages saying, listen, I'm going for a run, I'm going for a cycle or whatever. I will watch the recording. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. But if you were here for every single live show, let me know, please. And I'm sorry if I don't know it, but there's so many people. It's just, yeah. So we'll see. But thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic day. And let me just see if I could, in fact, play out with the right song this time. Okay. Have a good one. I hope you enjoy some time with your family. Thank you for everything you do for me. I really appreciate it. I will see you soon.